Hello friends, and welcome back to Swift Lessons for another by request song tutorial. In today's session, I'm going to be breaking down another beginner-friendly acoustic guitar song in the Beatles' 1965 classic, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. So in this lesson, I'm going to be breaking down the chord changes and the strumming patterns for the verse and chorus sections, and I invite you to follow along using my chord sheet at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Now let's get started with a full demonstration of the tune. I want you to see what you can figure out using just your ear, then you can move on to the instructional segments. Let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Here I stand, hand in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. How can I even try? I can never win. Hearing them, seeing them in the state I'm in. How could she say to me, love will find a way? Gather round, all you clowns, let me hear you say, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away.
Okay, a close look at the fretboard, getting started with our intro section. This part's very simple and very brief. It's just going to be 2 measures counting in 3 using a G major chord. And here is where we're going to introduce the strumming pattern that we're going to be using throughout the entire song. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and, or down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, with that buskers G. Okay, if you have that, you're ready to jump into the verse section. Okay, jumping into our verse section and following along using my chord sheet at patreon.com/swiftlessons. We're going to be taking this line by line. Line number 1 is going to look and sound like this at a nice slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Here I stand, hand in hand.
Okay, so I had the G major chord, going to a D sus4. That's when you have a D major chord, but you're going to keep that pinky right there on the 3rd fret of the high E string. So G major, D sus4, then we're going to go to an F add 9. It's just the F major chord, but we're going to be maintaining that high note, the 3rd fret of the high E string, before going back to the G major chord. Okay, and starting from that first chord, we're going to have that strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. But then when you get to the F9 chord, the F add 9, we're going to throw in a little riff. Okay, this is very kind of in line with what John was playing in Norwegian Wood. Okay, so we have the F major chord. We're going to play the bass note, then strum through, before going to the 2nd fret of the D string, and then returning back to that buskers G. Put all that together and we have G, down, up, D, down, up, bass, down, 2, G, down, up, Okay, now moving on to line number 2, we're gonna have
turn my face to the wall.
So this is very simple. We have the C major chord with the pinky still down on that 3rd fret high E string. It's a very important detail to this song. And we're gonna play down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. But notice how I threw in a hammer-on the D string 2nd fret on that 2nd round of the strumming pattern. Go to the F add 9, down, down, up, down, up. And then return to the C chord to finish up that line. You put lines 1 and 2 together and we have
here I stand, hand in hand, turn my face to the wall.
Okay, now on to line number 3. It's gonna be identical to line number 1.
If she's gone, I can't go on.
Alright, now line number 4, your final line of the verse section. It's gonna be almost identical to line number 2.
Feeling 2 foot small.
But we throw in a regular D major chord at the end, including a hammer-on the 2nd repetition of the strumming pattern. So we have the C for 2 measures, the F add 9, C, regular garden variety D major chord, down, down, up, hammer, down, up, down. Just like that. Okay, let's put lines 1 through 4 together now. Okay, playing through our entire verse just instrumentally at a nice slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, B, 2, 3, F, G, C, hammer, F add 9, C, and G, D, riff, G, C, F, C, D. Okay, very good everybody. If you had that, you have verse number 1 down. Now, one thing I want you to know about this song is every other verse is going to alternate with a different ending. So if you're looking at verse number 2 now, we're gonna have the exact same chord progression starting us off.
Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say.
Okay, now here's where it's gonna be different. Instead of holding out that D major chord with the hammer, we're going to have a different ending here. We're actually gonna have a descending line. It sounds like this. To get you to the G major chord to start your chorus. So what I did there is I had the D major chord, just a regular major. We're going bass, down, up, down, up. I move my middle finger to the C note, 3rd fret of the A string. Bass, down, up, down, up. All right, next I'm going to remove my middle finger and put my index finger on the B note, 2nd fret of the A string. Bass, down, up, before going to the D major chord with an A in the bass. And there we're gonna have a very specific strumming technique. So going back to the beginning of this walk-in section, bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, down. 2 emphasized downstrokes to get you into the chorus. Okay, excellent work everybody. You have your verse sections down, and now you're ready to jump into the chorus sections. I'm gonna play through it one time in a nice slow tempo, then I'll break it down. It's gonna sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you've got to hide your love away.
It's gonna repeat.
Hey, you've got to hide your love away.
Okay, let's break that down. Okay, so this chorus section's actually very simple, much more simple than the verse section, as a matter of fact. So we're getting started with the G major chord. We're gonna have 1 round of the strumming pattern before walking to the C major chord. It's gonna sound like this. Okay, and notice how I'm keeping that pinky down on the 3rd fret of the high E string. So, down, down, up, 3, 0, 2. Transition to the C major chord and start your strumming pattern. Okay, we're gonna have that C major chord for 2 repetitions.
Hey, you've got to hide your love away.
Okay, now we're gonna have 3 different varieties of the D major chord. We're gonna have the D sus4, pinky down on the high E string 3rd fret. Same exact strumming pattern that we've had all along. Take the pinky off for a regular D major chord. Take the middle finger off. That one's called D sus2, and then return back to the regular D chord. Put that together and we have our progression for the chorus section.
Hey, you've got to hide your love away.
Let's do it one more time. Here we go.
Hey, you've got to hide your love away.
Alright, just like that, that basically sums up our chorus section. And if you have that and the verse section, you're basically ready to perform. Because after that, we're going to have another round of verse A and verse B for the 3rd and 4th verses. And then following that, we're going to have another round of the chorus played verbatim. And then we're going to have the outro, which is basically just a repeat of what we play in our verse, our main verse progression. Let's take a quick look at that. Okay, excellent work everybody. You have the verse and the chorus sections complete. Now we're moving on to your 3rd and final section, the outro. And this is basically just going to be repetition of what you played in the verse section, that main verse progression. So the G major chord gets us started. We have G, D sus4, the F add 9, where we can throw in the riff if you like, the C major chord doubled, the F add 9, and C. Repeat that verbatim, we're just looping it twice. G, D, F add 9, G, and C, and F add 9, C, and G. To finish up the tune, congratulations everybody, you're ready to perform. Alright friends, thanks so much for checking out this Beatles guitar tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. If you have a song that you would like for me to teach next, you can head over to swiftguitar.com and put in that request now. As always, big thanks to my supporters at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Hope you're enjoying all those extra resources. And thanks to you guys, I got many more lessons coming up. So keep checking in, please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.